Hello, and welcome to Living the Tao.
Hi, I'm Taoist Master Mikel Steenrod.
And I'm Morgan. Thank you for coming on this walk with us. Today we're going to discuss dreams and Taoist vision.
Two completely unrelated concepts, by the way.
Oh, okay. They don't seem unrelated to me, but so let's differentiate them.
Dreams are what people are doing with dreams. I mean, they're a reflection of subconscious processes with intensive motivation, or meditation, not motivation. Okay. Much of what happens with dreaming actually tends to collapse. And so the dream state changes with prolonged meditation.
Oh.
Vision is a core concept for advanced esoteric practice. And I can't really go into details about practice because it's not a practice lesson and because it requires at least hundreds of hours of meditation.
Oh my gosh, okay.
But vision is actually on the boundary between sleep and meditation. And it shouldn't be approached too early because it screws it up. You have essentially a window that you can develop vision in, and if you violate that window, the difficulty of developing vision shoots through the roof. People can go from having just spent a couple of years of preparation to now spending a decade or 2 decades trying to rebalance that system. So, and there are a number of Taoist practices like that. If you jump at the wrong time, you're out of luck. And there's no way around that. But vision is essentially, in its first tier, is an access point where the internal world starts to overlap with the external world.
Internal world meaning?
The world inside of you.
Inside of us.
Overlaps with the outside world. And they start to blend together. And that will be really the first tier of that process. The advanced components, well, that's going to be more than short. So
yeah, this is just a little primer, a little touch on it. So what can you get from, why would you want Taoist vision?
Well, a lot of the external world is consciously ignored by people. And not just consciously, but also subconsciously. And so, in vision, if you are able to overcome the influence of your own historical bias, what you see is actually the world as it is.
Unfiltered.
Right. And you can do that while you're in vision. Initially, vision can only be reproduced when you're in the meditative to sleep transition. Later on, it is present even when a person is awake because the old boundary has disappeared. So the thing that you were limited in seeing before disappears. You see those things externally all the time moving around you.
It's like an overlay of reality, double reality.
Perhaps
Maybe.
In the beginning.
I don't know.
So what I would say is that it's not so much an overlay, it's that the overlay disappears. From my perspective, you see the things as they're moving at that time. There are a whole series of difficulties with that. The first primary one, besides history, so history is a major difficulty for people, is actually qi. The system is incredibly expensive to run, but well within normal human capability. So what happens is that one of the primary functions of social mind is to bleed energy off of an individual in order to keep them from accumulating qi. And one of the things that happens with cumulative chi is that you can power features of the human, like vision. If you don't have the chi, you will have brief, sporadic moments. Let's say you're practicing regularly, but you only have these little sporadic moments of where, like, yeah, I was walking along and suddenly everything changed and then it changed back. It was just enough to freak me out. It's like,
Yeah.
that's all the energy you had.
That's all you had.
Realistically.
All the battery power.
Yep, you
And that's
burned
why it would appear like as you're meditating, almost sleeping, where you're using almost no energy in any other.
Right, the meditation shuts down most energetic costs within the system. There's still a lot free flowing and moving around, but as for actual cost, those costs drop dramatically in the meditative state. And so, yeah, that's the difference.
Okay.
If you have limitations from your history, if you have limitations from chi, the best you will do are get these small flashes of the extraordinary when it comes to vision. And that's it. And like all the top tiers of vision beyond that, and there are actually very extensive top tiers beyond that, are just more and more energetically expensive.
Yes. Okay.
And so what happens is that you get these brief interludes. Let's say, you know, you have enough cash, you saved up for 6 months, and you're able to go into the restaurant, and this fancy restaurant you always want to go into.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get a nice slice of cake, and then they promptly throw you out the door. That's what vision is for most people.
Okay.
However, you could just get more vision money
Yes.
and not spend it,
Save it up.
save it up, and then you can sit in the restaurant and have a full meal. And you find out after a while, if you have enough, you can go into the special room.
Oh, the special room.
Where they have, you know, like a pianist and a jazz band and, you know, all these other things.
Yes.
Now, nobody will believe you, but that's because they get a bite of cake and get thrown out the door. So, but that's what it's, I mean, it's available there for people. It's great if you have formal training and methodology because it stabilizes the whole process, and it also makes it more difficult for you to lie to yourself. And
Oh yeah.
which is, it's a major issue. And so basically, method helps to isolate bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you can more easily get rid of bullshit. And bullshit's expensive.
Yeah.
If you really want those type of things, then you have to go through that process. But if you simply have a large quantity of chi, and you are working steadily to remove your history, and not remove your history, let's say, accept your history and allow yourself to change, and you have meditation in some form, consistent, real form, not pop form, available to you, you'll trigger it.
Yeah.
And if you have enough vision or energy to sustain it, hey, the restaurant likes people walking in with those big bags of money, no matter where they got it from.
Right.
So if you don't have the proper suit, they'll give you a suit. And you can become skilled in that fashion. But that falls into what's called Fuliu practice or folk practice at a certain point rather than formal method. It's not that the formal method or that the folk practice doesn't work. It doesn't have the same success percentiles. And plus, you have to save up that huge bag of money, whereas all you may need is like, you know, a couple bills in order to get in through there.
Yeah.
But you don't know that in the beginning.
No, you don't.
So
All right, we're going to come back to this because this is very interesting. How to get that cake in that restaurant.
well, everybody has a natural ability to walk through that door if they have the input stuff to get there.